I discovered something eerie while I was sleeping. All the hair on my body stood up in an instant. When I groggily looked toward the doorway, I realized there was a stranger who had somehow appeared in my bedroom. For some reason, I couldn't move my entire body at all. Even when the stranger started approaching, I couldn't even sit up. As the stranger's figure drew closer and closer, eventually reaching my bedside, my heart began beating abnormally and wouldn't stop. Fortunately, this was all just a nightmare. Perhaps it was because I was under too much mental stress, but strange things kept happening one after another. The next day, I went out as usual and ran into my neighbor. I was just complaining about how bizarre last night's dream was, but I never expected to learn something from my neighbor's mouth.
This villa once had a girl who came to live here, and a few months later, she developed some kind of paranoid disorder. Every day she would go crazy, saying there was something in the house. It wasn't until some time later, when the girl's parents went to check on her, that they discovered she had already passed away from a heart attack. After hearing this, I immediately felt a sense of unease. I went home right away and bought several security cameras online. If there really was some stranger in this villa, I believe they wouldn't be able to hide from the surveillance. I installed cameras in almost every possible location, then went to the living room to see if any strangers would show up. But after half an hour passed, I was getting so sleepy I was about to doze off, until I was awakened by a strong knocking sound at the door. I went to the entrance and looked, only to discover a man in black clothes knocking on the door asking for help. He was saying he was being chased by someone and asking me to quickly open the door to help him. But at this moment, how could I dare open the door? Just as I refused, another man actually appeared at a different door. I could only explain to both sides that it wasn't convenient for me to open the door. However, a few seconds later, something eerie happened. Outside the glass windows now, there weren't just two people anymore. Both the left and right sides were packed with crowds of people.
Did these people have some special purpose? I told them to go away and get farther from here, but these people simply wouldn't listen. I was getting a headache from this intense knocking sound, and before I knew it, I collapsed on the ground and fell unconscious. It wasn't until daybreak the next day that I woke up from my unconscious state. Nothing in the house seemed to have been disturbed or moved, but when I checked last night's surveillance footage, I discovered that a mysterious stranger had actually broken into my home. This created a contradictory situation. Why didn't this stranger ransack the house? Just as I was puzzling over this, I discovered wet footprints in the living room. This made me even more confused. They didn't ransack the house, didn't do anything to me. What exactly was this person's purpose?